afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Keller's Corner, the series where we take some of the games going on during the 2018 FIFA World Cup and we break them down live from Moscow. Last night we had the start of round 2 of the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Group A between host nation Russia and Egypt. Russia, of course, coming in after their throttling win 5-0 over Saudi Arabia in the opening match. This was their first win after losing their previous 7. Egypt, on the other hand, comes in after a nail-biting game against Uruguay in which they dropped in the 89th minute to lose 1-0 on a last-minute goal from Uruguay. Now, Hector Cooper, the manager for Egypt, knowing that his team's back is against the wall, puts Mohamed Salah, their star center back from Liverpool, back in the starting lineup after missing the opening match against Uruguay due to a nagging shoulder injury he acquired during the Champions League final against Real Madrid last month. Now, going ahead and jumping straight into this game, if you were to look at the statistics for this game, you would have expected a lot more out of Egypt, controlling the possession 54% of the time and having way more attempts on goal, actually only 2 more attempts on goal than Russia. You would have expected them to at least be more of a threat, but as soon as the ball kicked off, Russia seemingly had control of this game from the get-go, it felt like. Applying pressure from the beginning, they only conceded 3 corners to Egypt over the course of the first half. Russia had many great attempts, and they should have probably scored on some of these attempts with better execution in the first half, especially on a 16th-minute attempt from forward Denis Kirichev. The hero from the first game sent a shot screaming just above the crossbar, but it was clear that Russia was threatening heavily to score most of the first half. They went into halftime scoreless, but it did not take long into the second half for the scoring barrage to begin. Scoring began in the 47th minute off a bizarre broken play by the Egyptian defense. A pass from Roman Zobnin of Russia directed into the box to Artem Dzyuba, a scorer in the first game. Egyptian defender Ahmed Fatih appears to be off balance. He appears to be pushed, and the ball gets deflected into their own net. Now, after review, players argued with the referees that he was pushed by the Russian player, but after no VAR was used, they went with the referee's call. It stood on the field. The goal counted. Own goal, 1-0 Russia. Let's go ahead and give you a listen to this one.
Own goal! Oh, my goodness me, of Fatih! Well, this is a crisis now. For Egypt, they've got to come up with something, and fast.
Now, it didn't take long for the Russians to score again, striking again. Only 12 minutes later, former Real Madrid star Denis Kirichev again makes his name known and doesn't miss like he did in the first half. He makes a beautiful goal between 3 defenders inside the box. The goal completely megged the goalkeeper Mohamed El Shanawi of Egypt. The play was set up from a ball in from the right wing off a cross from Mario Fernandez to make it 2-0. The fans absolutely exploded. Saint Petersburg, I'm sure, was on fire at this point. Russia's up 2-0 and on pace to finally make it out of the knockouts. And just to add insult to injury, 3 minutes later, Artem Dzyuba struck for the Russians in the 62nd minute. Dzyuba volleyed the long pass in from the Russian side of the field to himself at the top of the box, and with a little fancy footwork, he was able to put it home for Russia, making it 3-0 with 25 minutes left to play. You're going to want to hear this one.
Mario Fernandez back, and that's 2-0! And it's him again! Cherchesov.
Now, Salah, the star for Egypt, didn't want them to go down quietly and wouldn't be happy with a goose egg on the board. He gained one back on a penalty kick in the 73rd minute after VAR was used to review that he was, in fact, fouled inside the box. The referee's initial call on the field was that Mohamed Salah was fouled 2 feet outside of the box, but after a video review, it is evident that he was at least 4 feet, in my opinion, inside the box. The referee's call on the field was canceled. Salah was awarded the penalty kick, and with confidence and the finesse we have seen him do for the last few years in the Premier League, he sent a rocket into the upper 90 just out of reach of the goalkeeper, and making it 3-1 with less than 20 minutes to play. Now, this ended up as the final score. The comeback attempt from Egypt was to no avail. Russia locked it down in the last 15 minutes and then celebrated in dramatic fashion in Saint Petersburg. This puts them at a 2-game win streak. It's their longest such win streak for the Russians since the years 2013 and 2014, when they won 3 games in a row over South Korea, Armenia, and Slovakia. So a much bigger stage for this team and a lot more excitement coming from this team. Their next game will be up against the Uruguayans, if that's how you say it, against Uruguay next Monday, June 25th. Again, they pretty much have it locked up to make it out of the group stages at this point after 2 consecutive wins to begin the group. But this game against Uruguay does hold a lot of implications to see how far they can really make it in the knockout stages. Uruguay, led by Luis Suarez, definitely going to pose a big threat, and it's going to be their first real test at this World Cup to see if Russia is the real deal. Egypt, on the other hand, has all but been knocked out after 2 straight losses and 0 points going into their final group game. They will be playing against Saudi Arabia next Monday. Now, if the Saudi Arabians do beat Uruguay today on the 20th, Egypt will be officially eliminated from contention to make it out of Group A. So this game next Monday for Egypt could potentially be just for fun, or just be another friendly for them. But gotta give a lot of props out here to the Russians. Russia coming in with low expectations. Again, the lowest ranked team to qualify for the World Cup. They were the host nation, so they got the automatic bid, but being ranked number 70 puts them as the lowest ranked team in the Cup. But 2 straight wins, definitely looking a lot better than some of these world powerhouses that we've seen in the other groups. So definitely very excited to see how Russia does moving forward. Being the host nation, you always love to see the host nation perform in front of their home fans. So very exciting time for the country, and it'll be great to see moving forward how they do. But that's all I got for you on this episode of Keller's Corner. If you liked what you heard, please make sure to subscribe down below, as I will be posting more podcasts throughout the FIFA World Cup over the next month, as well as be sure to follow my blog, link down below. I'll be giving more match previews, as well as just keeping you all up to date with everything there is to do around the city of Moscow. But that's all I've got for you folks. We'll see you next time.